When we think about getting more done, we always seem to think about overstretching yourself and overwhelming ourselves. But in today's video, I'm going to share with you a few strategies and how to refocus your energy in order for you to get more done without getting overwhelmed. Hi, I'm Abat Mama Haudipela and welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm going to take you on a walk in my village. I'm going to be getting some work done around the house, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've been buying. I've been doing a little bit of a shopping here and there, so I'm going to share a few of that with you in this video, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let's get into it. If we look at our work and our jobs, whether you're a full-time employee or you're a homemaker like myself, there is always more that seems to need to be done, but there is never enough time, and we're always feeling like we are overstretching ourselves trying to get all of these things done. But how can we get more done without feeling overwhelmed and overstretched? The first thing that I want to talk about is where we put our focus. We need to learn to focus on the right things. What I mean by focusing on the right thing is, what is that one thing that you can do today or this week that will make the most impact? Instead of doing all these little things that, don't really matter, what is the one thing that you can do that will make the most impact? Say you are a homemaker like me. If you're looking at your house and you want to get your house clean, what is that one big thing that if you do this thing, it will make the most amount of difference? And that differs for everybody. If it's picking up the toys for you, for me, it might be vacuuming. But just do that one thing first that will make the most amount of difference. And you will see just how much more you get done, because that thing that makes the most impact is probably one of the hardest things that you find difficult to do. And once you get over that, the mental freedom that it gives you, and also the excitement of getting something accomplished that you find difficult is on another level. So it's more about playing games with your mind than actually putting in a lot more effort into the work. So focus on the right thing and do that one thing that makes the most amount of impact, and once you start there, you will be winning. I think so many of us like to use willpower in order to get over doing things that you really don't feel like you want to do or are not motivated to do. I think in every area of our work, there's always that one area that you find very difficult to get over or to get done, simply because it's not enjoyable, but because it's part of the process, it needs to be done. And I think this is where managing your energy becomes very important. What do I mean by manage your energy and not your time? Everybody has the time when they are the most productive. For me, that is early hours in the morning. So the early hours of the morning, that's when I have the most amount of energy and I'm able to get a lot more done. And I use that time to do chores or things that I find difficult to motivate myself to do. For example, ironing. I hate doing ironing, but I love having an organized closet, and I find it difficult to have an organized closet with clothes that are not ironed. So early hours of the morning, that is when I will do the ironing and use more of the energy that I have instead of forcing myself to do the things that I don't want to do. I spend more of that energy that I have doing all of that work that I find difficult, that I find not so motivated, that I'm not so motivated to do. And by doing that, I don't really use too much of willpower to force myself to do it, because if I was to do it late in the afternoon when I'm tired, it's definitely not going to get done. But once I focus all of that hard work, so-called hard work, all the things that I find difficult to do during my most productive hours, it becomes easier, and I find it so much easier to push through and get it done. So stop focusing on getting so much done within a certain amount of time. Instead, focus on getting the most amount of productive work done within your productive time. Good morning. I am out here doing my morning walk today. And I thought I'd show you around my village. I've had a few requests here and there to basically show you guys what this area looks like. And I think some people don't believe that it's actually, my house is actually in the village, but I thought let's go for a walk and then I can show you around a little bit. And yeah, it's not too far from Seshego, so it's not like a rural area. It's just underdeveloped area where, you know, it's still under like some tribal laws and those type of things. And I know people are asking me like, what do you call your local chief or something like that? I don't know all of those things, guys. Like don't ask me too many technical questions about what you call your local tribal leaders. And I know I should know all of that, but it's not that important to me. Well, I'm losing my breath because I'm trying to walk at a little bit of a faster pace. So let's just walk around and less talking from me. When it comes to multitasking, so many of us have been taught that if you want to get more done, you should learn to multitask. And that is something that I used to do a lot. But it's easier to multitask when you are doing stuff that doesn't require a lot of focus. And those, it's fine, you can multitask those. But when it comes to doing tasks that are more complex and require a little bit of focus, the minute you start to switch from one task to another and back and forth, you waste a lot of time because now you need to refocus your energy. You need to switch your mind into doing a different task, and that steals your time. And so many of us are not aware of that. We think, you know, you can do baking and cooking at the same time. Unless you're cooking a stew that doesn't require your attention, you're most likely going to end up burning either your cookies or your meat on the stove. So rather focus on one task, especially if it's very complex, than waste so much of your time trying to multitask and to do it all. By focusing on just one task, you allow yourself to get into a flow state where you get more productive and work a little bit more faster when you're focusing on one thing instead of splitting your attention into different areas where you waste a lot of mental energy and also a lot of time. So many of us are so good at creating to-do lists, and you know, once you get something done, you check it off your list, even if it's just a mental list and not a physical, you know, list that you create. We all have a sort of like a list of things that needs to be done on a daily basis at the office, in your home, and it's a nice thing when you can check off items on your list. But what I find has become more satisfying is creating what I call a success list. What are the things that I can do today or this week or this month that will make me feel more accomplished, that will make me feel like I have done a lot? And once you focus on doing those things that make the most progress, then you start to feel like you're doing more, and you actually do start doing more. Think of it like this. If you have a jar and you've got stones and you've got sand and you want to fill up that jar with sand, if you start to fill up your jar with sand, which is what I consider all these easy things that you find doing, all the light work, if you fill up your jar with the sand, you have very difficult time trying to fill up the rest of the jar with the big stones. But if you start to fill up your jar with the big stones and then put in the sand later, it's easier to fill up that jar and get more done and more covered in that jar. So they are finally building a road here which leads on to the village on that side, and hopefully one day it will make it to my house, which is somewhere over there. I think my house is somewhere here. If you can see the black roof over there, that's my house over there. Maybe one day we will get this road going all the way up to my house, then I don't have to drive in that mud over there. But I think I'm gonna head home because it looks like it's gonna rain and I hate getting wet. And yeah, so maybe later on I'll go for a drive and I'll show you around. I've been doing a little bit of shopping, And I got this for my Joburg home. It's a throw that I got at Choreographed. I got it on 50% off. It was initially selling for, I think, 1,495, but they had it on 50% off. So I got this because I also got the matching cushions that I also got on 50% off for my bedroom. So this is going back to Joburg with me. And I also got a few things for the kitchen. I've started organizing my kitchen and my pantry, so I needed a few things around the house. So I will show you just now. I got some wooden spoons. I am planning to get some new pots, so I will not be using my stainless steel utensils on my pot. So I started to collect a few wooden spoons and bamboo spoons that I got from Pebble. These were very cheap. I think they were like $29.99 for a set of two and like $19.99 for one. And I like these. I have them in my home in Joburg as well. And I also got a diffuser for my bathrooms. I love using diffusers. And I also got this silicone utensils. And I find that in most stores now they start making plastic utensils, and some of them are not silicone, and you need to be careful when you're buying utensils. Just make sure they are silicone and not plastic, because plastic gets burnt on your pots and it gets incorporated into your food, which is not healthy for you. I love these baskets. I use them a lot in my pantry, and I've been wanting to get them from Pep Home, and every time I went there they would have like just one or two, but I was lucky today when I went there. I actually managed to get 6 of these, and I'm going to be using them in my pantry. And I started organizing my pantry, and I am loving that. I'm slowly putting it together without stressing myself out. And I am going to get labels for my baskets and all my bottles in the pantry. This is a laundry detergent holder that I got for my laundry room, and I find that we waste a lot of soap or washing detergent when we decant it from the bag instead of using a scoop, and that's why I got that. And we finally have a toaster, guys. I don't know for how long I've been eating cold bread, because we keep our bread in the fridge since we don't eat bread that often. And we finally managed to get this toaster from Checkers, and I think we got it for like $499. And Morphy Richards is making some very nice appliances. I'm liking their appliances. I cannot justify buying a kettle for 3,000, 5,000. And if you do, please don't hate me on that. But for me, I would rather spend my money elsewhere. I think we all have areas where we don't mind spending money, and for me it doesn't make any sense for me to spend 2,000 rand on a toaster, but I will definitely spend it on La Crusade kettle, but not on a toaster, because we don't use a toaster that often. So it's one of those things, and because my toaster goes in a cupboard, there is no point buying an expensive toaster. I just need one that works, and we finally got one from Checkers. This is selling for $499, as I mentioned.
Hours of watch time. So I need about
One thing about me, I really love organizing. Is that one thing that I think I can spend the whole day doing it. And in as much as it's tiring, it's one of those things that I find very satisfying, that makes so much of a difference in how your home looks and functions. And I think I've spoken about organizing my home so many times, but I never get tired of it. It's very enjoyable for me, and I hope you guys also enjoy organizing your home as much as you do. Let me know in the comments if you actually do enjoy it, or if you hate it and find it very frustrating and struggle to organize your home. This is the first time that I have spent so much time here in my village home, almost the whole month that I have been here, and I really got to experience what it would be like to fully live in my home full time, and I really enjoyed it. And gave me a chance to actually relook at my home and how I use it, and where I need to make improvements and changes in order for us to be able to live in it in the future, like on a full-time basis. I think when you come home, or when I come home and I just come for a weekend, some of the things you don't really notice that need to be fixed, that needs to be changed, or just to make adjustments here and there. But spending a whole month here in my village home has actually opened my eyes to some of the things that I may have been overlooking, and I really got to enjoy some peace and quiet away from Joburg, and also just to reconnect with myself. And it has been really good time. And yeah, but I'm really looking forward to going back to my Joburg home. I'm starting to miss it now, and I didn't think that it would be something that would happen, so quickly. Well, it's not quick. A month is a long time, but it has been a great time for me being in my village home for literally a whole month. They say a home is never finished, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. In as much as I know my home is still a work in progress, but even the areas that I sometimes feel like they are finished. But once I've been here for over a month, I started to notice a few things that, can still be changed and made better. And yeah, I guess I still have a long way to go in this home, but I will definitely be enjoying the process and not stress myself about all the small things that don't really matter. I'm focusing on the things that make a huge difference. There's two small baskets will be going in my bathroom. I don't think there's ever too, like, you can never have too many baskets in your home. I always have a use for them, whether it's on the shelves, whether it's inside the cupboards. I use them to organize all the spaces in my home. And these ones I got for my vanity, because I don't know who designs vanities these days. I think I just need to start designing vanities and create vanities that offer proper storage, because everybody just thinks about how things look and they don't consider just what you need to pack in there and all the stuff that you need in your bathroom. And it gets frustrating sometimes, but I always find a way to get around it. I also got this from Corey Crafts. This, I think I paid about 375. It was on special, and I think I paid 350 for this one. And I just love the color. It's, goes with my home, it goes with my style, and I just love the browns and the greens. And yeah, the size is perfect, and the texture on it is just one of those things that I just wanted to add. But I think I need to slow down on buying any more vessels. I've got plenty in this house. Just in this house alone, I've got a lot. And another one of my obsession is plants. I got this one from Mr. Price Home. It's sort of the same family as this one, but I don't know what it's called. But I know it's a philodendron. Simple, easy plants to take care of, especially inside the house where you don't get a lot of light. I actually got it about a week ago, and the color is changing because these leaves adapt to the amount of light that you get in the house. Sometimes they look a little bit lighter, and sometimes they look a little bit darker depending on the light that you get in the house. So now I've noticed that since I've had it in the house, the color on the leaves are starting to change. And yeah, it's this one. I also have it in my Joburg home. So this one I got from Mr. Price Home, and this one I got today from Builders Warehouse. And I love this one. This one I have it in my Joburg home as well. It's variegated. I love the leaves. The color on the leaves is just amazing, and it's easy to take care of. Same family, but two different plants, two different species. And I want to add more plants. I love plants. They freshen up your air and the environment, and yeah, bring you more oxygen into the house, get rid of all the bad air that you have. And this I got from Mr. Price Home. I also have it in my Joburg home, but the one that I have there is smooth on the inside, on the outside. This one is a little bit textured, and this I got for $2.99 at Mr. Price Home. This is so heavy. This is a cement planter. I got this one from Builder's Warehouse for 215 rand, and it's got a tray, which is what I love mostly about this. Sometimes when you get planters, they don't come with a tray, and you have to worry about the water seeping out, just like this one. In as much as I like this one, I don't like the fact that it doesn't have holes on it, so all you can do is put a plant like this, and you can't repot into this one. This one I love it because once this plant outgrows the this planter that it comes in, I can always repot it into this one. But for now, I'm just going to put it with the planter that it came in, and then later on I'll repot it. I don't feel like repotting it right now. And sometimes I like to let my plants get used to the environment inside the house before I repot them, because sometimes when you repot them too quickly, they don't seem to adjust quite quickly to the environment and also the new soil. So you just have to let it sit in the house before you repot it, and that's what I like to do. This one is recovering. When I came back here, I found it soaking in water, so it was almost dying from overhydration, so I had to let it dry out a little bit, but now I see it's coming back to life, and I hope it will do much better now that it hasn't been watered. Actually, I haven't watered it at all the whole month since I've been here. I've been here for over 3 weeks now. I haven't watered it, and it's still moist. That's about how much water was in there. As you can see, the pot on the inside, it was full of water, so I had to let it drain out and dry out. And yeah, I'm hoping that it will flower again very soon. But yeah, this is what I got today, and yeah, I just can't wait to have them in my house. I wanted to get more plants, but I did get plants also for the outside. I got a nectarine tree, I got an orange, a lemon, and another peach tree. And I think I'm going to dig out one of my mango tree from this side. I think, yeah, it's a mango tree, because I've got like 3 mango trees on this side of the house, and I'm going to dig out one because it's too close to the washing line, and I'm going to bring it to the side. I'm hopefully going to do that tomorrow. I want to have them planted before I leave on Friday, and yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to my house. And as much as I've enjoyed being here, I miss my job back home, and I just want to go back there. And I think the biggest thing that's on my mind right now is my plants. I haven't been there for a month, and you know, it's not the same when you have somebody else taking care of your plants. It's like your babies, you want to take care of them. So I can't wait to go back to my home and take care of my plants. I hope they haven't died. Last year December, when we were here, we were here for like 2 weeks, and I think they suffered a lot. And now I've been here for a month, so the only thing on my mind right now is my house plants. How are they surviving without me, and in this heat especially? So I hope they are doing much better. So just now I will show you the plants that I'm going to plant outside. Hopefully you can do that with me in this video. So yeah, I'm happy. One thing I love about these plants is how they hang over the shelves once they start to grow bigger, and you know, they start to drape. I love that look on the shelf, and I've been wanting to get these plants for a while, and when I finally found one in the store, I just couldn't resist but get it. So I'm hoping by the time when I come back, maybe in a month's time, they will be looking a little bit bigger and starting to drape a little bit more. So they're going to look very nice. And I also love the leaves on this plant. They're just very beautiful. One thing I found weird with these slides is how all 5 of the globes in my kitchen died at the same time. I've never had this happen. In most cases, you will have one globe die out, and then maybe like 6 months later, then another one die out. But for some reason, all of these globes died all at the same time. I think this is just weird. I don't know. Has this ever happened to any of you guys, or is it just me? I just couldn't understand how all 5 globes can die at the same time. So these are my trees that I got. I got an orange tree, a peach. Is it a peach? It's a nectarine tree, and a peach tree, and also a lemon tree. I I'm hoping that they will survive, and next year we'll probably have 1 or 2 fruits from the tree. And I'm looking forward to actually to having mangoes next year, because this year we could have actually had mangoes this year, but the problem is our builder decided to break our trees, which were, developing new branches, and those branches this year would have started to flower, but now they've had to now grow new branches, and they will only start flowering next year and producing fruits. So I'm looking forward to having mangoes next year, hopefully lemons and peaches as well, and something else. And here are my trees planted. Hopefully they will survive. And yeah, I hope guys you have enjoyed this video. It has been a little bit of a long one. It's been a while since I've done a video that is this long, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hope to see you all very soon in another one. Bye bye.